on today's episode of White Women Are a Menace in the Yoga Space.
Today's episode is brought to you by my DMs. This message comes from another fellow teacher. I'll share. On today's episode of White Women Are a Menace in the Yoga Space, I just started teaching at a studio, so I'm still getting a feel for all the other teachers. Another teacher was taking my class and set her bag on the counter. After realizing, she said, "Oh, let me move my bag. I don't want to make it look ghetto in here." I let it slide. She said it a second time, word for word, after leaving her socks around. Am I tripping? Why Women Are a Menace in the Yoga Space is a series that is meant to unpack micro and macro aggressions when it comes to racism and the messiness that comes with navigating wellness spaces when you are in a black or brown body. The phrase for today is, "I don't want it to look all ghetto in here," and why that's a problem. It's not the overt racism. It's not the thing that we see in centers that's wearing a hood that is screaming racial epithets at people. It's not the overt racism. This is the covert racism. Sometimes it's in language, the assumptions that are made about people, the tone to which we casually say things and wait to see if we're going to get a response, the coded language that ghetto comes along with, the way in which we associate ghetto with blackness. And even though they didn't say blackness, it does not mean that it was not directed at that teacher. And what is worse about these types of situations that are even harder to navigate than the larger overt racism is most of the time when you tell someone else, these are the things that get diminished. These are the things that get ignored, or we're asked to ignore them, or that we are told that we're overreacting when they happen. But death by 1,000 paper cuts is still death. It still leads to the same experience. And after years and years of enduring this within spaces, you get tired and it gets old. So let me be the first to say, no, you're not overreacting. People should be mindful of the things that they say and be aware of the weight that those words carry when they are speaking to folks of different cultures. So we're here to reclaim our right to exist in these wellness spaces without having to manage racial overtones, no matter how casual, no matter how unintentional they claim to be. If you've experienced this before, feel free to share in the comments because your stories deserve to be heard. We definitely want to hear from you so we can share and highlight and talk about these things instead of keeping them behind closed doors, because I strongly believe that there's nowhere for us to go and grow to if we don't start having these conversations. In the meantime, stay rooted, keep it a buck, and know you are not tripping.